There's welcome aspects, a few positive aspects, and I welcomed them in relation to the third level students and the primary level students, but there's nothing for secondary students, whatever. However, that happened, he left them out. And I welcome the increase for social welfare, for disability and for carers. But at this juncture, I have to say that carers should be means tested. But the devil is in the detail, and there's a lot of things. The first thing that he hit was the 13.5%. He wants to bring that back, of course, and hit the tourism sector that we value so dearly down in Kerry. And we have a wonderful project in Killarney and right around the Ring of Kerry and up into North Kerry, and wonderful places to see. But you're hitting them and you're kicking them, and you're kicking them now at this stage. It's a case of rob Peter to pay Paul. But the most thing that I'm disappointed is the people on the road, the people who are paying for petrol and diesel all the year. And we see now that they have been robbed to fund this budget because they have suffered. And the green diesel, there was no answer in the world as to how it went from 90 cents up to 150 in one jump, in 1 week. And there's been no answer and no explanation, affecting farmers, affecting people in industry. And the one thing, Minister, that I have no problem in telling you, the barrel of crude oil is less today than it was 4 years ago. And look at the level of taxation. Is there any shame in it at all? Just because he is supported by the Greens, he let him do this to the people of Ireland, the people that elected him, and the people that continuously elected him back over the years. But he have them forfeited now for the Greens. Tis ridiculous. And the people were looking up to you and hoping, and we all thought that he'd do something for them in this budget. But he's doing nothing. All he promised him is that the excise, he reduced it back in June by 15 cents and 2 cents for the green diesel, that he let that feature in place until February, the 28th of February. And he's going to jump it up again then. So health. Any amount of money that he'll give the HSE will be taken, of course, but it won't result in a proper health service. Beds in Tralee, we've been promised that more beds would open at Kinmare Hospital, and it hasn't happened. GPs, if you get sick now, an elderly person, you have to queue to get a GP. It is absolutely ridiculous, and they're extending it to youngsters, but it's going to make the queues longer. The one thing that we're suffering immensely with is home helps. There's no home helps. People are being allocated home help, but no person turns up to administer the home help or to give them any help. The people aren't coming. And I'm asking at this stage, you're accommodating the Ukrainians. Could he not train them and use some of them to go out and administer home help to people? Surely he could. When the Irish went abroad, they had to work everywhere they went. We were lacking consultants in every sector. Cataracts, we're taking them up by the bus, another bus the weekend, and 2 more in the next 3 weeks. 2 more buses. Myself and Michael Collins started this service back in 2017, November 2017, and we've 102 buses taken up now to date. Bus loads of people. Hearing tests, some elderly people that can't hear, they have to wait. Over a year. I know someone that broke their leg last Saturday and is inside one of our, we'll say, prominent hospitals, and they haven't the plaster put on their leg yet. And and this is Tuesday. The plaster is not on the leg yet this evening. And then the Parkinson's people, someone else, one of our group mentioned it earlier. But in relation to the electricity, those people have been left down. we have no nurses for them in relation to the electricity charges. You're saying that he'll do whatever Europe will do, that he'll do the same thing as Europe. I'm asking you, where is the energy regulator? Where is he, or where is the minister in charge of him? I mean, we could all agree to paying more for electricity charges if it was truthful that was costing them that much more to generate or to make the electricity. But now we hear that their profits are tripled, and at the same time people are being asked to pay. Why don't you stop them right now? They're going to increase their charges next week, and more of them during the month. Where is the regulator? Why doesn't he stop them from doing that and hurting the people and driving them down to the ground? I do know of one old woman that's afraid to boil the kettle now because she got such a bill. And he's saying he'd give people 200 now and maybe 200 after Christmas and 200 more after that. That's not enough, Minister. He's profiting on the backs of these poor people because he's getting more VAT on it. Farmers, there's been nothing, hardly anything at all for farmers, only a promise of a grant for slurry tanks. I can tell you, Minister, that the most of the farmers are have all that kind of equipment bought, very most of it, and they have slurry tanks built, and they're environmentally friendly as they can be, but they do nothing at all to help them about the cost of fertilizer, the cost of the diesel, the cost of the electricity, and all the other parts, materials and the spare parts and repairs have gone through the roof. You're actually jeopardising food security. I just have to say about housing. You hear the crowd now that said it was housing for all and that he'd house everyone. What do you do today? Come along and kick young fellas that are trying to put a roof over their head. He kicked them in the teeth by putting a 10% levy on concrete. And like Michael Cronin of Coolkitchlock and Killarney and East Kerry has said, who has built so many social houses and so many houses for young fellas right around the county. This is absolutely ridiculous to hit those kind of people. Housing for all. So this is what we'll do. We'll rise the concrete by 10% and kick them when they're trying to start up and blow them out of existence.
Okay, thank you.
I'm asking at this late stage to rescind that and drop it, because it's going to stop an awful lot of young fellas and young girls and put a roof over their heads.
Thank you, Deputy Healy-Rae.